Hi there, I'm Mr. Finch. Welcome back to Pokemon Showdown. Alright, if you're wondering why I have this video up, well, if you remember, this is King Krafty and me fighting it out. I never actually finished the video, and this is actually very important to what today's video is about. Like I said before, I was going to do a request team test on Mondays, and fortunately, I got distracted by this. And what I mean by this is King Krafty coming up with a new strategy. Not the Lucario strategy. This is actually something that works more efficiently. Lucario's strategy relies too much on Lucario, which means if Lucario's dead, it's not much of a strategy. It is a high risk but great reward. The one that I'm going to be showing you that Krafty came up with is a low risk and very, very high reward. But first, I'm going to finish up this video like I promised Krafty, who kind of got annoyed. So did a bunch of other people. They wanted to see the rest of the battle of me getting my butt kicked. And actually what's funny is that Flash Fire, I did not realize it only worked on fire moves. And that's why Lucario had Blaze Kick instead of some special moves. I actually completely derped out about that. Also, the Ninetales strategy involving Attract, definitely because of Mega Kang. The thing is, Celia's going to definitely die right away. Because of that Ninetales. Unfortunately, a lot of my Pokemon are not going to be doing much, except for the Ninetales, kind of sleeping. It's going to wake up soon, though. That Bullet Punch is not going to kill, and that Hawlucha is going to be a pain. So I send out Henda. Henda's going to eventually die. Alright, so the situation is, Krafty came up with something called Spoopy. And Spoopy is a unique strategy that not many people use. It's not his own strategy, I'm sure other people have done it, but it basically involves the use of Forest Curse, Trick or Treat, and Soak. If you're wondering what those moves do, Trick or Treat and Forest Curse each put a different type onto a Pokemon alongside their other types. In the case of Forest Curse, it's grass types. In the case of Trick or Treat, it's ghost types. And for Soak, which came before those two, it actually turns them into a water type, not additional typing, water. Which means they are susceptible to grass and to electric types. And what we're going to do is we're going to demonstrate the battles, and he actually did 4 battles, one of which actually was Showdown screwing up. For this first battle, he actually does demonstrate the Trick or Treat and then Forest Curse. Unfortunately, Forest Curse did not work well against the team he was up against. He actually could have won quite easily without using Forest Curse. The thing is, he's setting up a nasty plot with Porygon Z, who's pretty bulky and also very fast. The reason why is because he's actually setting up Trick or Treat onto the Cresselia that got killed by a Dark Pulse because it's 4 times weak. And then what he's going to do here is he's going to actually hit another Shadow Ball. If you're wondering why it did so much damage, he Trick or Treated the Porygon Z. Unfortunately, the Trick Room is still up at this point, so that means Porygon Z and Gorgeous are not going to outspeed Tyranitar and Rotom Wash. But out comes 3 Spoopy and 4 Spoopy, the Trevenant and the Mega Camerupt. The thing is, his opponent did miss a lot of the Hydro Pumps, and that didn't really help out for his opponent. And it also made it much easier for him to win, despite using Forest Curse to, well, weaken out his opponents. The thing is, though, he didn't really need Forest Curse here. He could have just had 3 Spoopy start spamming Leech Seed and then survive through that, while 4 Spoopy did Earth Power to the Tyranitar. But he did really nice, awesome stuff with his team. 3 Spoopy and 4 Spoopy work together because of Forest Curse and Eruption, and it also has Heat Wave, which can deal with the not having enough HP for Eruption. After this battle, he showed me this battle when I was in class, and we both go to a university and all that. This battle is actually when I was around, and he just was doing these battles, and it was hilarious because we would just, me and a group of friends were sitting around, we were telling him what he should be doing, and at this point it was him setting up Spoopy. Once again, the Gourgeist hitting Electros with the Trick or Treat, and he doesn't really do much to Spoopy, one Spoopy. And out comes 6 Spoopy. Now the thing is, his opponent makes a very bad play later with his Blaziken after this turn. He tries attacking 6 Spoopy instead of worrying about 1 Spoopy. The thing is, it kind of was a bad idea to attack anyways, because if he tried doing a high jump kick, it would not have worked at all, since 1 Spoopy is a ghost type, and ghost types are immune to fighting types. But Blaziken does go down to the Shadow Ball, which means out comes 5 Spoopy, and out comes this Trevenant. Unfortunately for him, 1 Spoopy is much faster than the Trevenant, so the Trevenant will be knocked out. And 5 Spoopy is activating the Aqua Ring, so that means it gets more healing factor. Unfortunately, his opponent forfeited, and he screams, "It's too Spoopy!" It was actually kind of something we just started shouting after that battle, because it was just too funny to watch this team wipe out opposing teams. Alright, and here's a battle actually from the position of King Krafty. His opponents are Lapras and Venusaur. He was originally going to set up the Trick or Treat on Lapras, but I actually told him that he should aim for the Venusaur, or that it was actually good that the game kind of screwed up, because he was originally targeting Venusaur. He wanted to aim for Lapras, and it actually worked out quite well, because now that the Venusaur is a ghost type, it gets wiped out by that Shadow Ball. The Lapras is not going to do anything to Spoop Factor. By the way, he renamed right after that battle. So we got Spoop Factor, Big Spoop, and then we got 2 Spoopy for you as the Gore guys. Out comes the Stoutland. And Spoop Factor had to recharge on that turn, and the Stoutland gets hits Big Spoop with the superpower. But it's too late by now, because Stoutland can't do anything to Spoop Factor, and well, Whaler just came in and said hi. And then we have another battle. This battle was against LG Parent. It's from his side. Unfortunately for LG Parent, he actually got disconnected a bit, and oh yeah, by the way, he always says it's like very janky in the beginning to warn his opponent, and he usually is right. Spoop Factor is going to set up the ×2 special attack. 2 Spoopy actually hit Spoop Factor with the Trick or Treat first, because it can actually hit Murkrow and Clefable. Murkrow actually tried to swagger Spoop Factor. Spoop Factor went through the confusion and hit the Clefable, not wiping it out. Unfortunately for him, 2 Spoopy is actually going to be at the point where Burn should kill it. Spoop Factor will survive that Drain Punch, and then Spoop Factor is going to hit that Kangaskhan with a Shadow Ball in the next turn. Spoop Dog comes out, is going to actually wipe out the Murkrow, and the Kangaskhan's going to avoid the Heat Wave. That is unfortunate for him in particular, but he did at least expect the Kangaskhan to target Spoop Dog. Murkrow go down, Mega Kangaskhan will miss, or avoid that, and then Spoop Factor is actually at that point where it will faint. This Kangaskhan and the Suicune are actually both problems, because they can survive hits pretty well. If he did actually target the Suicune instead of targeting the Mega Kang, he could have won quite easily. The thing is, it didn't matter about the disconnect, because at this point it's Spoopy Doo, and Spoopy Doo can start setting up Leech Seeds. And the Leech Seed recovery will actually be enough where Spoopy Doo can survive this entire battle, especially with Harvest and Citrus Berry. And like I said, the inactivity thing went off. Pokemon Showdown has quite a few bugs, including the thing where if you decided on what to do and then you decide to change your mind and go to another move, it will actually occasionally go to the first thing you did instead of what you wanted. And that was what happened during the last battle, I believe, and that was against the Venusaur and the Lapras. That it sometimes actually works out. And he, like I said, it didn't matter if the disconnect happened or not. The Spoopy Doo was actually going to survive against the Mega Kang and the Suicune quite easily. It could deal with Suicune with physical grass type moves, while the Mega Kang is stuck hitting it with nothing. Anyways, that's going to be the end of the battles, and I'm going to tell you this about Spoopy, the Spoopy strategy. It is ridiculous. I actually was watching the battles, and I was actually expecting him to lose at some point. He never did. He did a very good job with this team, and the thing is, most of his team is bulky, which is important for setting up the strategy because you need a Pokemon that can survive until the strategy is set up. The only exception seems to be Electivire, who is not physically bulky at all, or especially bulky at all, but it is fast and hits hard, and it doesn't always need the soak from the Wailord in order to set up. The Wailord is bulky, Trevenant's definitely bulky, Gourgeist not so much, but it has the Choice Scarf to set up the Trick or Treat, and that Porygon Z is bulky. If you actually watched, you would notice that a Stab Sludge Bomb did not kill the Porygon Z, and neither did most of the other moves. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, press the like button or subscribe. If you want to watch more videos, definitely subscribe. It is not too bad of a video. If you're wondering why Krafty didn't show up, he actually has homework to do tonight, and he is actually usually busy. He actually just wanted me to do a video about this and give him a shout out. And if you want to comment on the Spoopy strategy, like I said, it's not completely original. I'm not claiming that he came up with it on his own. Feel free to comment below, and I hope you all have a great night. I will make a video tomorrow. We are going to be laddering RU, I believe, and then after that it's going to be HE. Alright, have a great night, and enjoy other videos.